made on Wednesday. So we've discussed all your insights and the themes that you found, etc. So can you give us an overview of it and um, just explain us what were the main findings and why do we have those themes? And then we'll go through the user journey.
Okay. So from the interviews, I did 7 in total. Um, what I was able to gather in terms of determining what the themes are, because they said a lot of things, they had so many interesting stories, but the themes were sort of highlighted based on sort of how frequent an issue was addressed. So, for instance, um, the big one was about flexibility and strategies. Nearly every single participant had something to say regarding whether it's strategies or content that is being done in schools, for example. So this is how then the themes were um, highlighted. And then what I did was just went through everything and then just added it to this um, I don't know, find this sort of organizational structure, I suppose, and just put it there. Because these seems to be things that Renham's Academy could potentially use as opportunities or things to be mindful of. For example, realizing that in the Caribbean, the educational departments, if it's not a private school, they tend to dictate everything that happens in the school, from pedagogy to content to planning. Teachers don't even have the freedom to execute things in the way that they would see fit, for example. So this was very insightful in terms of information to have to know, okay, so 100% I have to go down the private school route. Other things also, it's just the caliber of education and the quality is said to be better also in private schools. So that also has some sort of reputation um, with regards to being a private school in the Caribbean. A main thing that I didn't think would come up but came up was Black awareness, which was quite interesting. With or whether it's a parent, a teacher, just talking about their experiences with being black or the only black teacher, or um, not feeling like the strategies used were helpful, being a black Caribbean when the parent was a Caribbean, was a student, sorry. So these things were quite important. And then also parental involvement was also a big thing as well. So yeah, that's my little summary.
Okay. Okay. So from all of these findings, you basically came up with a main question.
Correct, yeah. So I looked
Yes.
at some of the key things. So the key things that I think that I would love to be able to resolve in a sense would be parental involvement. Um, what's the name called? Students' awareness of blackness, um, e-learning has, as a result of the interviews as well as advice. Just in this whole process, it seems the best entry point would be to start virtually through an e-learning platform. Um, Cost was a big thing as well, and access to the e-learning platform. But because again it's an e-learning platform, and there aren't many e-learning platforms that are catered to black children and adults, because adults also could potentially take these courses. It's also important to be able to invest in good quality and making it engaging at the same time. Um, So I think that that would is the main question. It's because it's easier to have these strategies when you're face to face, but on an e-learning platform, yeah, it needs to be different. So I think that for me is the main question.
Mm, so,
right? So you have
It-
like 5 different options, right?
5 different options of.
and there's one selected in the bottom, I think. One question, yes? That's the one you
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
selected.
Yeah. That's the one I selected.
Okay, so I might restructure e-learning courses to meet or suit the learning needs of different students to ensure success academic achievement. All right. Um, that one is uh, like I think clear, but with a lot of different elements. I don't know if you have the same opinion, Alvin. So maybe we can make it a bit simpler. Uh, what do you think, Alvin?
I think just by already cutting the double the slashes, we can already have more fluid or fluent sentence, and
I
then
think I put it
from
because
there.
not all of the courses are technically related to direct academic success in the classroom. So
Mm.
yes, there will be some courses, for example, that I didn't put it here, that is for exam prep, for example. But if we're doing courses um, for example, Afro Caribbean history, for example, it's not necessarily providing academic achievement, but more so, I would say, success based on the KPIs of ensuring that students have a sense of self worth, for example. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah. Um, I think the issue here is that your action verb, so your key thing is a technical thing, like it's e-learning courses that you have to structure. And I think um, you could probably put the accent on what is the impact that you want to have for your target, and this is the kind of action verb. So it's like help, uh, give awareness, or make accessible, or and I think e-learning is one solution to this. I don't know if you have
Yeah.
the difference. So it can be how might we make create accessible classes, or make some classes accessible for um, students from the diaspora, for example, to help them uh, suit their specific learning needs, and uh, online can be the condition, for example. Do you have it?
No,
I
because
think
it
it's
is
easier if you
okay
write if you
online.
can write it down or no. If you can write it down so that we can talk from
Okay, so let's
more
try to
solid.
rephrase it.
Yeah.
So uh, I might make this is for okay, for now I put this, but I know it's not your target, but it just to give an example. Okay. um, okay, this is one example, and the thing here is that your action verb should be should not be a technical thing, you know, because the technique will be the solution. I don't know if you have the subtitle of this, and this can be your um, your target here. So you put different students, but yeah, we can precise it, I think. The impact that you want, so the expected results is this, so there's specific learning needs. And your condition is to make all this through an online platform.
Okay, got you.
You get it?
Mm-hmm.
So now you can rephrase it, but with your reality, because this was just an example, okay? So, and can you just remind me why you chose this one better than the other one?
Than which one?
The four other ones, the other
Um,
options, you know?
I think because for me this was the most challenging one.
Okay.
I think there are many online platforms that exist. I'm one who uh, regularly does online courses, and I find them extremely boring.
Oh, okay. Mm.
So,
So,
and I'm someone that I enjoy learning, so I will sit through it, but it's not engaging at all. And so I think this is the challenge I have, even when during the pandemic when we would do professional development for teachers out here, anything that was online, it's like it would just play in the background, um, and no one is really engaged with it. And then, but they would only engage, say, for instance, if they have some form of, if they know they have a question that they have to do mid, maybe like 5 minutes would go, or maybe 3 minutes would go, and there's like maybe a multiple choice question that they have to. So it's really about making it engaging
yeah.
for the students. And I think I find that is the challenge and why I initially did not want to do it virtually. But I understand it has to be done. So for me, if it's going to be done virtually, then there has to be a way to make it as engaging as possible. And so not having the same sort of just pre-recorded videos, it's not going to do the trick.
Okay. So,
Rachel,
Yes.
so the idea of making it e-learning was not the initial idea.
No, no, no. The initial
Okay.
idea, it was always to just go straight and do the physical school. Um,
Yes.
but as sort of an entry point, if one person says something, okay, two, three, four, five people say the same thing, you kind of have to listen.
Yes. Yes.
So because of
And
that,
why did they feel they were more at ease with e-learning?
it's because of how difficult it is somewhat to enter into such a market, one,
Mm-hmm.
and sort of to gain credibility in the community. Because if parents are already aware of Renham's Academy and what has been done through e-learning, they would be more apt, I would say, to then enroll their students in a school that is not necessarily traditional.
Okay, so that would be a preparation phase for the
Exactly.
actual physical project. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
okay, so I think Alvin wrote something which is pretty relevant, but
Yeah.
there is, look, here it's like how might we increase the engagement of students to suit their specific learning needs, sorry, even online.
Hmm.
And so this is more global. So this gives you all the space you will need to be creative to have your solution.
Hmm.
But there is one thing here is that students is maybe too wide as a target.
Too broad, yeah.
Yeah. So how would you
Why would
define
that be?
them?
Why would that be too broad?
Because there are many different type of students with different needs, with different backgrounds, different backstories, etc. So you won't be able to answer all those type of students. You know, students from the hood are not the same students from like rich families, are not, you know, and this is different targets, so you will have different contents to show, and you probably don't want to touch everyone, every student of the world, you know. So it's probably students from you know, Afro-descendant student, for example, you know, just something to define them a bit more.
Yeah, it'll be Afro-Caribbean students, students of Afro-Caribbean heritage.
Okay. Okay, so I think it's way more clear here now. What do you think?
I think I understand it now, but I don't understand. What I don't understand is the process of how I would get here.
How you will get here? Okay.
Yeah.
You know, this question
Mm-hmm.
is the starting point of the ideation process that
Okay.
we'll have right after. So
Okay.
if you have this question, for example, you can now say, okay, so my solutions will be boom, and you can now put like a series, like a series shareable on Netflix about revealing your talents, etc. It can be uh, one app uh, to uh, to find your inner talent. It can
Mm-hmm,
be, you
mm-hmm,
know,
mm-hmm,
and your school can take all those different aspects. Okay,
mm-hmm.
then we will have to select the thing that you really want to do and see how we can concretize this, you know. So this is why I'm asking to keep this wide, because if you put it like this, for example, with your with
No, I understand the meaning behind it. It's the process. So
uh-huh.
I'm trying to understand, why couldn't I come up with this? Is what I'm trying to say. Like, I should be able to be able to read certain things or follow the instructions in a way that I could also produce this question, is what I'm saying.
Oh, but
Sorry, maybe this is
that's
like the
exactly.
educational side of me. I don't know.
No, I think it's just you're one individual, and that's why we collaborate. That's just as simple as this. Because
Okay, got you,
basically,
got you.
me like us nourishing your perspective will make you come up with different questions, different ideas, and vice versa. You know,
Okay, got you.
that's really so. So that's why at the next phase, the ideation phase, um, it's really important that you bring on board people to help you ideate, because
Okay, got
that's where there will be a lot of value and just not your only perspective, you know. So
you. Yeah, got you,
yeah,
got you. Okay. So the purpose of this is for it to be a collaborative thing. Got you, got you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
sorry, I didn't get it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, got you. So
um no, no, it's okay. So do you feel comfortable with this question now?
yeah, I do like this question because it's like, for example, from this question, I've been able to realize, one of the ways that you definitely get children in like engaged is if you include their parents in it as well. So this is something where
Mhm.
it doesn't necessarily involve them having to engage with what is online, but if you can give tasks that have to happen in and around the house, or things that are external as well, and all they would need to do, for example, is provide evidence, this is still increasing engagement.
Yeah, and you will see at the ideation phase there will be kind of clouds of ideas
Hmm.
revolving around maybe parental engagement, or maybe e-learning platform, or maybe app,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
maybe Netflix or things like this. You know, so
Yeah.
Through the process, you will be able to come up with groups of potential solutions, and then you kind of see an ecosystem of possibilities for the school to provide, and then from there you select one specific that you would like to pursue and prototype.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When would the
So,
prototype need to be done by?
let me come back to the schedule. Let me come back to the schedule. Figma untitled. Give me a sec. The prototyping phase starts on January 27th. And the test phase starts 2 weeks after, on February 10th.
Okay.
Knowing that while testing, you will see things that needs to change, things that need to get improved, things that need to get removed, etc. So the prototyping also happens during the test phase, because you iterate basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and just one last thing about this question, just for you to keep in mind before the next steps of ideation is, are you able to define each word here bolded? For example, the specific learning needs. What is it exactly? What are those specific learning needs? Do you have them already, or do you have to still define them?
That's a good question.
It's also for Afro-Caribbean heritage. What does it mean exactly for you? And
I
about the
think
increased engagement.
instead of learning needs, it might be better to put learning types.
Okay. All right. I think just for you to feel more comfortable with this question, I think you have to consider every aspect of the question, just to make sure that yeah, this will be clear for you.
Types, yeah, would be better. Yeah, okay.
All right. All right. Great. So let's move on.
So shall we move? Yeah. To the board, create your user journey.
Yep. DB, you still with us?
Yes, I am.
So to make your user journey, you have two main steps. The first one is to find the starting point of the journey. Actually, it's when the experience starts in your, according to your the prototype you want to make, etc. Okay. So what will be the first step for you of the journey?
So just to give, sorry, go for it.
It's fine, you can go ahead.
No, just to give a little example, do you remember the video on the user journey on LearnWells that we put?
Yeah,
with the group of friends visiting on the island of Barbados, and they wanted to basically get some amazing local food. So the type of user is basically tourists with a local friend. Then the place is they are on the island and on vacation, and the quest is that they are looking for proper local food. So just to give you a bit of an example of the structure.
So I would put here maybe Afro-Caribbean student in London.
Okay.
they want to get help with passing their GCSE exams and learned about Afro Caribbean.
They want to learn about it or maybe reconnect to their
Oh yeah,
parents'
learn
culture.
correct, reconnect to their roots. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And they want to reconnect with their roots because they are worrying and feel that there is something missing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can write all this, and I think this is yeah. Try to make it like really precise, just to make it a real story. You know.
Oh, so I should put like a name.
If you want, yeah, of course. Just show.
I don't have a name. Okay, Sandra. Just I don't know why.
Sandra.
Sandra
Sandra and Curtis.
is a how old are you? A 15-year-old Afro Caribbean student living in instead of the UK. Let's put South London. So instead of Afro Caribbean, I will put then Jamaican.
Yep.
Um, living in South London. She needs help to pass her GCSE exams and wants to connect with her Jamaican roots because she has never been. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Which tends to be the case for many students. They identify as wherever their parents are from, but they haven't visited the country.
Just for context, what is a GCSE exam?
GCSE is the national exams that you pass before when you leave secondary school. So
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like it's not the A levels. So the A levels would be what would be the back, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's before. But you need the GCSE to go to university. It's a random, yeah,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, all
just a
right.
general
And
certificate for secondary education.
okay, nice. And what could be the trigger that led her to want to reconnect with her Jamaican roots?
Um, she's planning. Her family are planning to visit, and this will be her first time.
Okay, maybe this, or maybe she just
Just curious to
spent,
know where she comes from.
yeah, or her cousin was just visiting London last week, and she just felt that really lost in her culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Um, and what will be the final point of the user journey?
So what the end would look like in terms of she's already enrolled in, so she would have completed her GCSEs
Mhm.
and um, she would have completed her GCSEs and passed, obviously, because she's at Renham's Academy e-learning platform. And then, because of the different courses that are on offer, she would have received her certificate in Afro Caribbean history and enrolled in another course. Maybe, I can't think off the top of my head. I don't know, a language or something.
Okay. So what your school will provide is this GCSA support, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, All right. So
Maybe I can add some.
yeah, for it.
So, from if I can imagine her state of mind after completing your certificate, then
Mm-hmm.
she's more open and maybe willing to get engaged in the Afro-Caribbean space, if I can call it so.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's trying to imagine how she can complete her studies within this space instead of just following the path that was traced for her before within the UK education system.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That she's inspired to somewhat get involved with projects in Jamaica and the Caribbean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
'cause imagine, for example, if she's she's I don't know going down the scientific route or whatever route, and she would want to give back in a sense, or yeah, I like that. She's inspired to.
And more than inspired, can you say that she integrated one Jamaican non-profit or something really concrete, maybe at the end, more than the diploma, you know?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. As in, she started her
What do you
own
think?
non-profit in Jamaica. You mean?
Yeah, for example, it can be in Jamaica or it can be just a non-profit with some other people from Jamaican youth or, you know.
I like that.
I think this concrete involvement part will be key for your school more than the simple with brackets, but the simple diploma, you know. So it's like what are the concrete things that you bring to your students that will make them really special, you know.
Actually, how you hook them up to a Afro-Caribbean network that
Yeah.
they might be part of.
Whole network. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's try this, and we'll see if we need to refine some aspects of the story. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So between the first part and the last part, uh, how many time is spent there? How much time? Sorry,
Yeah,
like
because that's what I was thinking. If she's incorporated a created an NGO, that's a lot of years. That's at least
it's a lot of years. Yeah.
that's maybe
Okay.
6 or 7 years.
All right.
Well, let's say
So
that she finished the studies at Renams. How long would it be, in your opinion?
Because if she's 15 and doing her GCSE, she will set her GCSEs by the age of 16, so 1 year.
okay,
Yeah,
it's one
okay.
year. Great.
Um,
So your user journey,
mhm.
according to the story we've just wrote, is a 1 year user journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you will have to design a whole 1 year curriculum right now. Yeah. Feel comfortable with this? Or you can make
What do you mean
maybe
a 1 year curriculum? You mean for the what's the name called for the prototype?
Is a journey
Oh,
for
for
no,
the
the
just
user
for
user
the user
journey.
journey.
journey. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay, that's
and
fine.
the idea is that inside the user journey, you find the contact points where you want to bring some solutions inside. So it can be a one program abroad, for example. So one trip to Jamaica, I don't know, that your school can offer or participate in, and uh, and you will prototype just this part, you know, but you have to understand the whole journey before going into the small parts. Yeah.
Mm.
Was it clear or
It's
not
clear.
that much?
Now I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of what would be the end.
Oh yeah, the final situation. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's why I thought initially it would be that she would have sat her exams and then been somewhat inspired to remain at Renham's and take on more courses. But that's maybe a bit too basic. I don't know.
You should just write it and then we'll refine it, okay?
Okay. Right, to study our business sociology at A level. Yeah, I think
Okay.
with the hopes of opening a business in Jamaica after she graduates university. I don't know. We'll see.
Already started her business or her embryos of business, for example,
Say that again.
or just imagine that your school can provide her the opportunity to start her embryo of business, just the first steps. So imagine that we rephrase it, saying that Centra has successfully completed her GCSEs and would like to and will integrate this university or school anyway. And she already starts a nonprofit inside RENAMS, for example, or with other RENAM students, or you, here I think it's important to put your school at the center of the impact for her, because I think you want to make more than a simple diploma, so maybe you don't want her to leave school with just hopes, but with concrete actions. Yeah.
So, A levels, partnering. You say partnering with Renham's Academy?
For example,
Renham's Academy to open a business in Jamaica after she graduates university.
okay, that's an idea. She also can successfully completed and met or integrated uh, created a network of youth Caribbean entrepreneurs, for example, uh, thanks to Renams. For example, it can be also a project, or
Yeah, that's the
good. Now, let's define all the steps, all the sequence of actions that she will go through during all this. And keep in mind that all those steps should be linked to the user research you have. So all the insights you have, people who told you what they went through during their curriculum, sorry, as students or teachers, you know, we can put it here as the basic situation, and we'll put it after adding Renam's impact. Okay.
Yeah.
So how does it happen currently for all the, you know, if you were just a simple online classes program, not Renam, but a simple one. What, how would it happen for Sandra?
I don't understand the question. If it was a simple,
Yeah, just a simple online
A
platform
traditional,
providing, yeah,
traditional.
traditional. Yeah. So how would it
so
happen
for
for
traditional
Sandra?
online, she would just register, create an account and register.
Okay. Maybe,
Can we go a step ahead, a step before, and how she gets to know about Renams?
yeah.
Either word of mouth or an ad on social media or um, Google search, maybe. Um,
Okay. So she's looking for an online school
yeah. I
to
mean,
help
another thing
her.
that I think it's important is making sure to push it within any sort of black, or should I say Afro Caribbean sort of network of people.
All right. So for now, let's act uh, just like if Renamp didn't exist. So we put it like
Mm-hmm.
just in a casual way, like she's just looking for a school. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after it, we'll see where Renams can go and what actions, sorry, Renams can take. For example, when she's looking for an online school to help her on Google, you can say that you will have a series of ads to blah, 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 blah. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
okay. So she's looking for an online school to help her on Google. Okay. Uh, After, what's next?
Then she clicks on the websites and sees what courses on like what is available that she can have support to pass her GCSEs.
Okay, but today I think that she won't find if we have the current situation.
Mm-hmm.
So she will see a lot of different schools, but I think she won't see any school that fits to her Afro-Caribbean needs actually.
Yeah,
So she
correct.
won't recognize herself inside any website.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so if so different online schools, but
But if I may add something,
yes, of
it
course.
seems like uh, for this first phase of your offer, it's not the whole school that you are offering, it's the support classes, maybe. You understand what I mean? So here, for example, she has a goal to complete her GCSEs
For online?
and she's looking for uh, support classes to help her complete successfully. And she's going to find your offer, and it's going to differentiate comparing to others because of the Afro-Caribbean decent aspects that she would not find anywhere else. And then you attract more public to the school concept, the whole school concept, with this hook, you know. It's like at first they're not looking for a full school, maybe just support, help with a particular goal that they have on in the scholar area. What do you think?
I didn't get that. Could you say it again?
Sorry, there's background noise and I can't hear you well.
I said I didn't.
I don't hear.
I didn't get
I
what
don't
you
hear
said.
any background noise, and I also don't get what you mean
Okay.
or what you said. Yeah. Can you repeat? Debbie?
Yes, yes. Is it me that you didn't hear?
Yeah, no, I said I didn't
No.
understand what you said. If you could just repeat it, please.
Yes. So during the space of defining what she's looking for in the first place, it made me think that she does not know about the school and this offer that you have. She does not need a new school because she's already in a school right now, but she's got this aim of completing her GCSE, and she might feel like she needs more help. She needs support classes. So really what you would bring here is this support classes, and there is a lot of offer like that already existing. Then she looks out for everything that exists and doesn't feel a connection with any of them, and she finds yours and the Afro-Caribbean descent aspect of your offer really engages her. Okay, so my my idea was really what you offer in the first place is support classes, not a whole school offer. And then when people get to know and get the results and get to know about all the network that you open for them, they might be interested for different a different generation of scholars, I might say. Like, for example, her little brother or sister, to get involved in the school from the beginning.
Okay,
Am
I think I
am I clear?
understand. In terms of not, it will more so be like a tutoring, because it's not meant to replace school. It's not. She won't leave her school and then join this one
Okay.
virtually 100%. So it's not like we're saying we're school and come and join. It will more so be like she's looking for tutoring because
Yeah,
she's in her school to pass those exams there.
yeah, yeah. That's my idea.
Okay.
So maybe we put tutoring, online tutoring company.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, Rashid. Sorry. Okay, great. So what's next after she finds a lot of different online tutoring companies?
So after she looks and they all look the same. They all offer the same sort of things. Maybe she's also looking at the prices. Wait, are there even online tutoring companies? I don't even know. I know
Yes, there are many of
I
them.
think probably since pandemic there might be a few.
okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
But it's worth checking anyway. But okay, so what would she do next? Where would she look?
Uh, I don't know, guys, I'm stuck. What do I do when I
So
Google search? I just keep looking until I find what I want, to be fair.
yeah,
Yeah, let's say
yeah,
that seeing the prices, she hesitates a lot, as she doesn't feel the real value of this type of
Hmm.
support um, for this price. But actually, we've missed something because I think here she's 15. I don't, I'm not sure that she's making this Google research by herself. She's probably helped by her parents, right?
Yeah.
So we have to change something in the story.
Yes,
Uh,
and also I'm not sure what you wrote. She can't recognize herself and her Afro-Caribbean vision in any of them. I don't think she's looking out for this in the first place, you know?
mhm.
She's just looking out for tutoring and success in her exams. And
She
that,
is, because that's the starting point of the story. She is looking to connect, but she's not necessarily
yeah,
thinking that it would be provided by a tutoring company.
yeah, exactly. So that would be the added value of your offer as a tutoring company. But I'm not sure it's something she looks out for in this research in the first place. Of course, she'd like that. It's some experience that she's had with her family and her cousin, we said earlier, and she felt a bit disconnected from this.
I
But
don't know. I think I give students the benefit of the doubt when it comes to these things. Is I find them very aware and very
okay,
intentional, um, if they want something in particular, especially with children nowadays, more so than before. I don't know. As in, you work with kids. What do you think?
yeah, yeah. I think that I mean it's a bit of a tricky question. I think they are much more aware than what that how aware we were when we were 15, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, I think if they are doing a research with their parents, the focus might not be on Afro-Caribbean uh,
Mm-hmm.
vision, because I guess for the parents, it's just about okay, making sure that you get your GCSE.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's not the focus, but it's like yeah, she just doesn't recognize herself. Um, But then there are a few options. Either they keep on looking until they find something uh, that uh, that speaks to her.
Yeah.
Either they just go for the least terrible, you know.
Yeah. Or the
And
cheapest, or but I think it's
yeah,
important to, I think subconsciously though, when we do look on these websites, like we look for, I know I've always looked for representation, is what I call it.
yeah,
If I feel represented in something, I'm more likely to go there than if I'm not.
yeah,
yes, that
yeah,
would be a differentiation aspect of your offer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
You,
if she's in the state of mind that she's sincerely looking to connect, maybe the Google search could be something where she's looking for an online tutoring company and um, courses about Jamaican history, for example, because she is intentionally wanting to connect. This is just the story that has been built. So
hmm
maybe she's doing different searches. Um,
hmm
and if Renums can come up in both, then ding ding ding.
yes, true.
Okay. I think
okay,
if we had her mother in the story, it's pretty more realistic, and you will see, I think, a difference. So she's with her mom looking for an online tutoring company to help her on Google. Then they find a lot of different online tutoring companies, and her mother is easily impressed by big brand names and references. But Sarah feels a bit disconnected with no such motivation or vision, so her
Yeah,
mother doesn't understand the problem, the issue.
yeah.
Um, because now they don't know exactly why, what is the exact issue, but they will understand why when they will see renums, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next step is that they will probably buy the program with the better quality / price ratio and with the best references, but it will be a choice by default because Sarah will still not motivated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, considering references and stats, maybe if they are supported, maybe 1,000 child, etc. And here Sarah still unmotivated and hyped. Okay. So she will start the, yeah, what can be the next step?
Maybe she's gonna go to her friends. She's gonna ask her friends if they
I
found
know.
something.
I know her name is Sandra.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, you're out here changing her name in the middle of the talk.
Damn.
What is this?
I
Thanks
mean,
for
she didn't
looking out for
recognize herself,
Sandra.
I guess.
Even here, Sarah. Wait. Twice. Nah, Arno.
I think at this age they ask their friends, or they go
Yeah.
on Chat GPT.
What's this, ChatGPT?
You don't know Chat GPT?
No. What's this?
So it's a new AI tool that it's basically an artificial intelligence assistant, and basically you type stuff and it just does it for you. You can type like, okay, can you write for me a proposal for a grant to get this type of financing, or can you write for me a website in HTML and CSS that does this and that has that type of image in it, or can you translate the whole book from this person and send it in PDF to me? And it just does it, and it's for free.
Okay, what do they get out of it? This is dodgy. I'm
Uh,
scared
so,
to.
so, so, so basically, you have students, for instance, they make their whole thesis taking references with the help of ChatGPT. Like they don't have to spend months doing it; they can spend a day doing it, which is
Okay, so
pretty
my thing
insane.
is what is ChatGPT? What are they getting from it?
Oh, you can get anything. It's basically a massive search engine that is
No,
intelligent,
I'm saying the
much better than.
company.
Oh, the company. They get data. They get
Uh-huh.
data. They get to see what people are typing. They get to see what people would like to know about. They get to
Damn.
basically feed their intelligence, and so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I took the Alvin's idea. So her best friend has subscribed to another program with more practical learning, supply theory, etc. So her mom calls her best friend's parents to know a bit more about this school or about this program? Okay, so
It's
this
a
is
very conscious parent.
Very.
yeah.
That still exists nowadays.
I like that.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
then
but
what can be next?
I'm a bit skeptical about this, because
Okay.
then I would need to know, okay, what was the starting point of her best friend?
Different, yeah.
What do you mean?
Find out about it.
Like,
You know,
how
for
did
me,
you find out about
her
her best
like
friend?
yes, not Sandra. Yeah, Sandra and her best friend is the same profile. And how did her best friend find out about it and not Sandra? You see what I mean?
Yeah, but her best friend is probably not her age, you know, I don't know. Maybe she subscribed like 2 years ago, or you know, but or maybe she heard about a program but she couldn't find it on Google like this, or you know.
I mean, when it was happening virtually, Renums, a lot of it was word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think, yeah, most of it was word of mouth. I
Yeah,
would get
Okay.
inquiries by other people who would see it, for example, on social media, but it was always recommended by someone that recommended someone. That's how it
yeah,
was.
and this program probably doesn't have a lot of SEO skills, you know. So
No.
sometimes it
It's gonna
happens.
have SEO. The group I told you about, they do
Yeah.
SEO. They're gonna do SEO, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna do
Okay.
SEO.
All right. So they can appear on Google.
Yes.
Okay, because that was the point of Alvin. I think it was
Yeah.
he was trying to figure out how she didn't see this on Google, but you know, she probably saw it, but
But didn't click on it or something.
didn't click or didn't understand the real value, you know. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so word of mouth can help at this step. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
good for you, Alvin.
Yeah, let's go further and see if that remains coherent. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on.
So they decide to go for a party. So, so basically, the parents are talking about that academy that that their daughter uh, attended a couple years ago or a couple months ago.
months. But then also, if it's quite difficult. Like if you're my BFF and you haven't told me about it.
Yeah, true. True. That's a very dark scenario right now.
I know, right?
um,
I'd say maybe just like ask someone. Sandra's mom ask someone in their church, and then they said, "Oh, my daughter is enrolled at."
oh, do you know? Oh yeah, maybe that's a good one. But I was thinking, do you know Black University?
No.
So I remember during pandemic, it's a Nigerian student. She created an online university called Black Uni,
Mm-hmm.
and it was registered in the UK. It got financed. It got a lot of financial support, and they also recommended a lot of resources, books, curricula that were basically empowering uh, people of any background to understand more of the Black experience through yeah, all these resources basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you go on Instagram, let me go check quickly.
Yeah. I'm on their website now. I just googled it.
Yeah, it was super viral at the time Free Black University. They have right now 18,000 followers. I think they lost a bit since pandemic, but basically this could be a hub for getting to know about Renams, you know, if
Yeah.
Renam wants to be in this hub.
Yeah.
But you were suggesting something before?
That the mom just asked someone in their local church.
Yeah, that's very.
Yeah, so let's put it. So maybe to replace the one I have made, I think. Yeah. Okay, can go for it.
Go.
So we replace the BFF one.
Yeah, if you feel more comfortable with the other one, yeah.
Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
Recommendations, online tutoring.
And in this story, I think it's important that they finally choose one program, but just by default, with no strong conviction. You know, I think it's important because this is where Renams will have a role to play. You know, so I think it's the next step. So with the word of mouth, they pick one program which is more around practical stuff and
yeah, it would be the exam prep.
Yeah. So let's put it during for the next one.
Oh wait, one interview recommendations to help her daughter pass her GCSE. Okay. So then now, someone recommends Renham's Academy?
No, for now, you know, for this part of the story, let's consider that there is no Renams.
Okay. Gotcha.
And once we will put all the whole story and the whole suffering of Sandra and her mom,
then
we'll be able to pick
is the answer to the.
Yep, exactly.
Gotcha. Someone recommends Company X. I don't know. Company X, and Sandra signs up.
Yeah, they just signed up, and I think next step is that Sandra can start the program. And now we'll have to understand what makes her feel disconnected during the whole program.
It's boring.
Yeah, but Rachel, just tell me what we are saying is still linked to the insights that you have from your user research, right? Because we don't have to invent everything.
Very true. I think one of the things that that was said was the way in which math was taught. It left in England in comparison to the Caribbean. It's taught completely differently. That it left her traumatized. So the strategies used were not conducive with her learning style.
Okay, so this is really important to put, I think. Why I'm saying this is because if you look at the template right after, not after, but just below, you will have to put key verba teams to illustrate each step. So we have to check that it's really said by users or related to what user says. Okay, great. So Sandra has started the program, and how does she feel when she starts?
But she's struggling
Right,
to she's
sorry.
struggling to keep up with the pace.
Okay.
No, it's not the pace, it's the delivery. She's struggling to engage with the pedagogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does she feel? Like, does she feel anxious? Does she feel ashamed? Does she how do you what did you say? Frustrated.
Hey, maybe she tells her mum that she doesn't feel like she's making any progress. No?
Can you say it again? Sorry.
In the next one, is it that she tells her mum that she doesn't feel like she's making any progress?
She can tell it, or her mom can discover the grades that she has.
Oh, so she stays
Oh,
in
Lord.
it? Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord. Go back to the church. Gotta figure this out.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Especially if it's expensive, you know, maybe they just have a conversation in the kitchen, like, hey, how does it happen for you with these classes, etc.
Because that is the thing that came up as well, and why mainly Afro-Caribbean, well, a lot of Jamaicans don't tend to invest in tutoring because it's expensive. It's per session. So so Sandra explains to her mum that she's struggling, but because her mum has already paid the expensive fees, she has to stick with the program.
Yeah, so they have this discussion, which is pretty difficult because she pays a lot, and Sandra feels definitely uncomfortable.
Yeah. But her mom.
Lauren, did you have such conversation with your parents?
Who, me?
What we saw.
Yeah. Did you have such conversation with your parents?
No.
No, not even about the courses that you were following?
No, because they don't really understand.
Okay.
So, but that's a point, actually, that they don't
point.
understand. Yeah.
No, but they don't understand your struggle, or they don't understand what you learn, because it's two different things.
They don't understand what I learned.
Okay, but they're just happy that you learned something, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things that came up, and it's why like they felt that some parents felt like they didn't have enough information or resources to support their child, so they just let the child get on with it. So it's why I want to be able to make sure that parents have specific tasks that are directly linked to what the child is doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe this is the next step, is that her mom wants to understand a bit more. She doesn't want to blame Sandra, but she doesn't have any, any way, any way to go deeper in the process with Sandra.
Tutoring session does not have a way to do so. Yeah,
Yeah,
because if she's already paid, then it's like, okay, let me understand why you're struggling, but I
yeah,
can't see your progress. I don't know what it is or how I can support. Yeah.
exactly. So she feels really frustrated not to be involved in this with her, uh, and maybe tell me if it fits to your insights, but I think she wants to be involved inside it. So she has some questions to Sandra, but she feels that this is really, really different from what she knows from how they learn in the Caribbean, or how her cousin learns in the Caribbean, because she speaks with her sister and she has feedback, but it's really, really different. She feels it
I mean,
different.
I feel like a better uh in order to get Renums more involved in it, I think I would go down more the route about um the tutoring company not being able to provide an accurate learning journey,
Okay, like
that makes
okay, a
like to
clear
provide,
curriculum, a clear journey. Yeah.
yeah, so be able to say, okay, Sandra is struggling with fractions, or it's one, because if a child is just frustrated with what they're learning, like it's not like, okay, mom, I'm struggling with, I don't know if they would, I don't know. This is just me thinking because of what I want to do with Renum, so I might be quite biased, I must say.
Okay. I think you can go for it. What do you think
Yeah.
of it?
So Sandra's mum reaches out to the company, or maybe Sandra's mum wishes she could just see what Sandra is struggling with. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yep, that's good for me.
Ah, I like how Sandra's mum this whole time we never put her name. Oh well, she's Sandra's mum. Wishes that she could see what it is that she is struggling with. Yeah, I knew I needed help with this. This was hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Okay, so the work that you will have to pursue is to make this story. I think now you'll get it, but it's to make this story until she has her diploma. So you can skip some parts of the story, but it's just about making it real, relevant according to your insights, uh, and yeah, as precise as possible. Okay, so I think you miss
Okay.
maybe maybe 3 to 5 steps until she has her diploma, and you have to put the accent on the fact that she misses something, because this is a really casual program with not that much information
So
or
wait, so you know
ways.
the thing for the diploma, this is still Renums is not involved.
Sorry.
The where I'm taking it next, it's still not, Renums is still not involved yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, and you will have to point out all the frustrations that they will have, this time where they struggle with understanding each other, the moments where they're struggling finding something where uh, why Centra is motivated for,
Mm,
and all these moments are opportunities for Renams to appear. So you will be able to flag the steps and to add some potential ideas. But you know, those ideas will be from the ideation program that sorry, the ideation session that we'll make.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Mm-hmm.
So once you will have all the story, you will be able to translate it into the template that you have just below. So each step, description, the associated verbatims, and here you will be able to put the emotional curve of Sandra or her mom. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And inside the description, according to what you want, so you are free to make it or not. You can make a description for the whole step, and then something special for Sandra or for her mom. If you want for some steps, you know, for example, if your mom is especially frustrated not to be involved in the program, so you can write it down here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra's mom, just an example. Okay, and at the end you will have all these fields, and you will be able to add some you know, maybe uh, some circles like this, just to point out the places where you can bring some value. So during the ideation session, we'll ask the main answer that you have. So it's how might we increase the engagement of students with Afro-Caribbean heritage, etc. And when we will find some creative solutions, we'll base our reflection on every step you think you can act or have a touch point with Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
Clear?
Yeah, I may need you to repeat it afterwards, though. I had to later. My brain has gone in meltdown, but yes, I get it in essence. Yes.
Okay, there's no problem. And in all the cases, we will discuss it on Wednesday, so there is no problem.
Great.
And one thing that can help you is to fill this archetype uh, template with Sandra. So he is not Sandra, but you can put a face on Sandra, describe a bit more who is she, how old is she, her characteristic, etc. Uh, here can be for the coach one, it can be her Caribbean awareness, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and here can be her school skills or her relationship to school, for example. Okay, and then you will list the 1 to 3 issues that you want to solve for her. So it's enhancement inside a school program. It's about making her more aware of her Caribbean roots, etc.
Cool.
Okay,
We're getting there.
is it clear for you too, Debbie?
Yes, clear. Thank you.
Okay, so Debbie, I think you will still have uh, your interviews, but I recommend you to start doing this user journey. Just create the story, and you will refine and change the story according to the insights that you gather. Okay, so this will be a way for you to move on and refine the story with concrete and real issues from users, right?
Okay. Yes.
Good. Do you have some questions? Nope.
No questions. No.
Okay. So how was it for you today? A bit special?
Yeah. That was interesting to see the whole process with Rachel. and gives me a better idea of what is next to be done.
Great.
Awesome.
And Rachel, was it helpful for you?
It was helpful. It was helpful, but my brain. I don't think I've used my brain like. Maybe no. I've been working all day. That's why. That's why. Yeah. Okay. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Why is my brain doing those? Okay.
I feel you, so you can get some rest, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't
It was very
hesitate.
helpful. Thank you so much. I don't think I could have done this
Yeah.
without you.
Okay, so we'll refine all this on Wednesday as usually. So there is no problem. Okay.
No problem. Thank you.
Good. Good for you, Alvin.
Yes.
So
Very
you
good.
guys have planned a meeting on Monday. So I don't know if you've done an invitation on calendar or something, but don't hesitate to add Ilora and Jessica. So we'll reach out to them, but don't hesitate to send them a message on Discord to make sure that you will be a real group for this day. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you
You did
guys.
not. You
Yeah.
did not yet tell us what would be the main questions we would answer this day on Monday.
The main question. Oh yeah. Oh okay. Okay. Sorry.
What we will be working on actually
Yeah.
concretely.
So first of all, I think it's important if you have maybe a 10 minutes or 15 minutes session about just sharing where you are, your feelings about the process, etc. So you will probably have some questions or feedback for us too. So it's important for you to have this type of discussion together. Then you will be able to work on the story, I think. So Rachel, I don't know if you will have enough improvement for Monday, but anyway, you will be able to do the same exercise that as we've done today. Rachel will be able to help you making it too, Debbie.
Okay.
So you will be able to work on it maybe for half hour or 1 hour, depending on the time you need together. And I think it's already a lot. What do you think, Alvin?
Yep. I think in this amount of time, including some maybe delays for this and that reason or something, I think it's already enough to work with.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And Ilora and Jessica will probably have some questions about how did you sort your findings, etc. Rachel, so don't hesitate to just show them the board, give a quick explanation, etc. And in all the cases, we'll have a discussion with her too, just to give her the real theory. But it's more efficient when they see examples from other students.
No problem.
Good. So thank you so much, guys. If it's clear for you, and have a good weekend.
Enjoy your weekend and keep in touch for Monday.
Have a good
Thank you.
weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.